Hey, good afternoon. What's up, everybody? The Afternoon Gridiron, which got your two guys, the hosts with the most. Steve Walls, the W Show 100.1 FM, Darren Smith of the Ship, 810 WHB Sports Radio. Darren, how you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. I see, saying Steve out there with that swagoo with the W shirt with the Nike, and I got a little Under Armour thing working over here. So, we just another another good day dealing with the Chiefs and their presser and stuff. Got some good stuff. I think we got some good audio and stuff for the media from Andy. I know you and I both got a chance to ask McCole a question, and then Juan Thornhill as well. So, and it was really good. And I'll just wait till we get a little bit further into the discussion, but it was really good to see Juan in good spirits. So all in all, I thought it was a pretty good presser.
And you mentioned we talked to Juan and McCole. We also had Ben Neiman and Coach Andy Reid on the Zoom press conference as well. And this is post training camp practice. So in talking with Coach, he said he's happy with where guys are at right now. Everybody has good energy. He also said he liked how they get the mechanics of the game day feel for tomorrow when about 2,000 fans are going to be able to go out to the game, or not the game, but out to training camp tomorrow inside of Arrowhead Stadium. So they're going to treat it, he said, just like a regular game. And it gets some of the kinks out, get the stadium, rocking again with the 2,000 people. But they're going to run out of the tunnel just like a regular day. So if you guys are watching and you're going to be able to go out to Arrowhead tomorrow, hey, be ready to see the guys run out of the tunnel and get some live action.
Yeah, I'm still interested about the, how they chose the 2,000 people. I know it's probably had some type of draft lottery system, but it'll be good for fans, as we talked a little bit about it yesterday, to get a chance to see their Super Bowl defending champion, during a training camp. Of course, this is a time unlike any other to where they're able to, experiences before. We haven't done this in 50 years. And so this is the manner in which we get a chance to semi-celebrate. Of course, they'll also do it again the following Saturday as well. So I think fans are going to be in for a nice treat. I'm not sure how much they'll be able to enjoy, because all you can do is really just watch. It's not like you're going to be able to interact with the players or the coach, right, or anything like that. So, but all in all, it's better than nothing. Let me just put it like that.
It is. And not only that, but they'll have a dry run. Everything as far as suiting up and running out of the tunnel, like I said, they're going to be able to make it feel like a game, which they're not going to be able to do because of no preseason games. One thing that Coach Reid said as well is that all the coaches will be on one side of the field. The whole team will be on one side of the field. So it's going to be pretty neat to see.
Yeah, look, I'm still, man, I'm not going to lie. I'm still just someone who wishes that we could be there. I know we don't fall into the tiers because we are radio, but it's still, it's still something. We are hoping to get some information, I guess, as it relates to video feed and stuff like that, which again, we're still just waiting right now for that, for that information. But that being the case, look, man, I think it's still going to be a good thing for fans to sit there and enjoy.
And Andy Reid also talked about guys that are trying to make the team with no preseason games. He's still stressing that tape is important. That's their only opportunity to be able to make this football team. And, with doing, whether it's stretching or doing, special teams or something or anything, is good, putting good film and letting them, because all the coaches get together every night and they go over film. So having good film that the coaches are able to see is what's going to get you on the scene.
And look, this is the time to do it. I mean, we saw Tyreek go down yesterday. Of course, we've seen a few others that have also, Sammy Watkins, with the pulled hammy. So, again, this is the opportunity, and especially, look, this is your chance to do some stuff in front of fans, to be able to perform and practice well. So, again, this is your opportunity. This is the best time, if as any, to make your move to try to solidify your spot on the team.
A guy that does have a spot is Miko, and we talked to him.
Have one.
we talked to him. And he said he's staying motivated. I think you got the question in of how do you stay motivated after you've won coming in as a rookie and after you've won a Super Bowl, and just talk about that.
Yeah, we have, you and I, we've kind of talked about this over the last week, and that was one of the things that has been really, really something that we thought about. Like when you're a rookie and you come in and you garner that success. Of course, he made the Pro Bowl. Well, I didn't bring that up, but
Right.
made the Pro Bowl, and then you turn around and win the Super Bowl. Well, you've already achieved what players, who have spent a decade or so, or even longer, trying to reach,
Sometimes never.
Exactly. So when you achieve greatness at the highest level, just coming in, how do you continue to say, and really that's for anyone who wins the world championship, and you come back the next year, how do you continue to stay motivated? Or because it's one thing, Patrick's first year as a starter, you lose an ASU championship game, so you're trying to get over the hump that next year, and then obviously win at the same time to actually win it. So you've gotten a spot before that you may not have expected to at the beginning of the season. You just missed getting to the mountaintop, and you actually achieve it the next year. Now, where do you go from there? Where does the motivation, where does the drive, where does the intestinal fortitude come from that? And the fact that he was able to talk about it at length, because he did say that that he can and players can get complacent because of this human nature. See, that's someone that I appreciate, because he acknowledged it and admits it, that yes, we will become complacent, but it's because of Andy Reid, and they get everything from Andy Reid. The leadership and stuff like that, where they can kind of keep from getting overconfident, getting complacent, getting lax,
Right.
and being knocked off, getting knocked off the throne.
And also even asking him, how has Tyreek been a motivator for him?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you see him off the field with hanging out with Tyreek. You see them racing. I mean, just the
I wanted to ask
camaraderie.
that question. I wanted to follow up on it, but that was a good question that you had asked.
Just the camaraderie of being around someone that's been in the league, 4 or 5 years, and had a lot of success. Not only because they're both play the same position, but they're both fast. And the success that Tyreek has had with using his speed and being, I guess, arguably one of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy in the NFL. So he said that Tyreek's been a huge motivator because he's able to see him and ask him questions and build on, his physical ability that he already poses.
And look, that's a good point. And look, I swear that when you are surrounded by good or even great players like McCole is, if you can't even just by osmosis get better,
Right.
something is wrong. I mean, and look, obviously they both return kicks. They both, just spread out outside receivers, and then of course they can both go inside. It would be criminal for McCole to not be able to get better. And again, as we always said, they are good friends off the field as well. That's what differs from this team versus other championship teams or other teams in the NFL, is that they actually get along. They actually do hang out with each other off the field, and that's something that cannot be underscored at all.
It can't. And you know what? And even talking to Ben Neiman, he said everybody's getting a lot of work. The biggest jump from last year to this year is his second year in the defense, his second year in Coach Spag's system. They're able to. Last year it was a lot of trial and error. Okay, the placement of guys, maybe this will work, hand in the dirt. Frank Clark adjusting to coming into this team. Tyron adjusting to now bringing his leadership from Arizona or to Houston to Kansas City. So it was a lot of trial and error. But this year, the second year in the system, everybody is going to start out playing fast and doing what they need to do.
But see, that's something that we've also talked about, like, with the injuries and stuff, you didn't get a chance to see how Spag's system with the starters would take effect until, as we saw,
right,
literally towards the end of the season when everybody's back healthy, and then I think Kansas City ended up being, I think, probably the top defense on their way to the Super Bowl run. Again, now that you've gotten the play calling, you got all the signals and stuff, and you got a year underneath the belt. Again, this year you should not you don't have any excuse to start off slowly because you already know what to expect. Now, granted, you want to make sure everybody comes back healthy, to start the season on the 10th. But if that's the case, you really, there's really no excuse for this defense to not be actually better than what they were leading up to the Super Bowl.
And one guy that didn't get to play in the Super Bowl that is trying to come out and show what he has, because he did it all the way up leading into playoffs, and that's Juan Thornhill. Juan talked today for his first time since before his injury. Yeah. So he said it's been very stressful. Of course, coming back from an ACL tear, Tyron tore his ACL twice, and so I took that he said that he talked to Tyron a lot, and he was his biggest motivator. And Tyron said, just be positive. Everything that comes out of your mouth, your thoughts, everything positive. And the question was asked to Juan of, why he's been so positive, even after his injury, on social media. And he said, well, Tyron told me, hey, be positive. Every thoughts that you have, everything that you put out there, everything, make it positive. And so he said that's what he's done.
Yeah, and as you may have mentioned, Tyrann Mathieu had 2 ACL tears, so he knows he when. Again, and we've talked about it, and that was one of the things I followed up with him about. When you play a significant role, a la Juan, a la Carson Wentz, and you go down late in the season, but the team's success is partly due to you, and then your team goes on and they wins the championship, you can fall into a state of depression. Because instead of him being in Kansas City for the playoff run, he was in his hometown or his home state of Texas, watching the Houston game, and then of course watching the Tennessee game. And it wasn't until he joined the team in Miami, But him being there, he could have been, he could have fallen to a state of depression. Like, yeah, I get a Super Bowl ring, I saw the team win, but as he said, I did not feel as though I, helped the team win that championship that day. He knows that, he played a vital role throughout the season, but like he said, just 3 weeks earlier, man, I was healthy. I was in this position where I could be here, and then boom, it was all taken away with the injury. So to me, I think by asking that question, the manner in which I did, you kind of got a little bit more insight into the man himself, being in that position that he found himself in. Because again, man, that's a hard position to be in, and to be able to come back from it, and then also to want to make sure that you do what you can to stay healthy this upcoming season by not, again, one of the things that he mentioned that he's really not, and you don't want to think about your injury while you're playing, because then that's how the injury can happen, or can happen to the other, to someplace else. So he wants to play without thinking and just let the game come to him. And then again, if he does that and stay healthy, he feels that, again, he will be able to contribute and lead this team to success like he did last year.
And not only that, you mentioned he was down in Texas, but when he did come back, as they were going into the playoff run and AFC Championship game, he said that he was in the locker room, but he didn't want to be a cancer inside of the locker room, which is another reason that
feeling sorry for himself.
Exactly, that he stayed so positive. And so I can understand that, man. Right now, he said he's not sure exactly when he'll be a full go, but he has his range of motion. He's built up strength, because right after his surgery, he said he flew back up here to Kansas City and started working with Rick Burkholder.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think the other question that I got a chance to ask him was, how did his teammates respond to him, coming back out on the field for the first time? And now he said that they knew that he would be back, and sometimes just because of his work, but only Juan knew when, the actual day he was going to come. And so he said that when he put on his pads, shoulder pads, stuff, and ran out there on the field, that's when it kind of hit everybody like, oh damn, he's back, he's here, he's back part amongst us now. So again, man, it's just really good to see him. And I know we talked to one of the players earlier this week that was also coming off of injury, off the IR last year, that back that, get a ring, but didn't contribute in the game or anything like that. But it's just really good because, he was of good spirit. He learned a lot. He's the first rookie, I believe, to start in Steve Spagnuolo's system.
Right.
And so that lets you know his learning curve and his ability within itself. And so, again, I think he was. Well, I think he was on his way to being a Pro Bowl player.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, and so, but the fact that, look, man, I mean, I'm just happy for the kid. I can't really say much more. I'm just happy that he's back.
I am too. And football is back. Football is back. So there'll be fans tomorrow. If you're part of the 2000 that will be
Lucky
headed out to
you.
the stadium, exactly. You send us a message. If you're one of those 2,000 people, let us know. What you're going to be doing leading up to going into the stadium. Let us know your experience and what you thought about it. You can send us a message today, tomorrow, whenever. Let us know what your thoughts are. Also, tomorrow we will have Eric Bieniemy, Tyrann Mathieu, Harrison Bucker, and Austin Ryder. They will all speak to the media, and we will broadcast, of course, right after that with the Afternoon Gridiron. So for Steve Walls, Darren Smith, until tomorrow, we are out of here.